Welcome back. This is M-Dog. Let's catch a fish here, see what we got. A little common carp. I've actually made a video about this spot in Old Burg not that long ago, but I kind of like the approach that we've got this time around a little better. And the spot might just be a little different now. But we are here at Old Burg, and as you can see, some pretty decent sized carp. It actually feels really good, like not quite amber in terms of like average weight, but certainly what you see at Bear sometimes. So for this to be at Old Burg currently, I think is a pretty good sign. So we're at 2635. It's this newer bridge that was added to Old Burg. And there's the little break in the railing here. And we're just casting 10-meter clip right into these lilies. This is a well-known spot at this point. However, to be fair, I did get the specific bait and PVA combination we're using right now off of the Russian VK site. Apparently, there have been some trophy common carp caught here, which, based on what I'm seeing, I believe. It seems like that is very possible, given the, again, the average weight of carp we're seeing. We did have the one common of 15.3. I mean, that's a big common, especially for Old Burg. Old Burg is an interesting place, at least for me. I think that grass carp trophies are a little more attainable here on average for me than common. I'm not sure that I've ever had a common trophy here. In fact, I'm pretty sure I haven't ever had a common carp trophy at Old Burg, which is kind of what made me interested in this spot. We're starting to get occasional smaller. That's the first non-carp we've had. But every once in a while you still get, like, you know, the smaller 2-kilo commons like these guys. But not too much. Not too much. So, let's see. I really have not been spending any time worrying about trophy cards. So that's not necessarily what motivated me, but I just remembered that, you know, I don't think I've seen a really big common at Old Burg, at least not in a long time since trophy cards came out. Where I've had multiple trophy grass carp over the course of the years that I've played this game at Old Burg, I believe. And I remember this guy. This was, I think, a U.S. water body record still. Or it may be. I guess we could check that. I just think that I have, for me, I just see larger grass carp. Yeah, it is. So it's third all time in the U.S. server for grass carp. But I just see larger grass carp on average at Old Burg than I do common. So, again, that's what kind of got me interested in this spot. We've gone over where we're fishing. 10-meter clip here at 2635. Right into these lilies is what I'm aiming for every time. But let's talk about what we're fishing with. And it's the same on all three setups. And I thought this was a pretty cool setup. You've got the 20 size boilies, so we're trying to get a little larger size. 2.0 hooks, again, a little larger size. We do have strawberry corn, which helps with the bite rate a little bit. Strawberry extract. And then check out this PVA. I thought this was pretty interesting. Strawberry PVA, pretty easy to come up with. We do have the strawberry and spice attractant. But the other thing that was interesting to me is that they've thrown in a size 25 pop-up boilie as in place of one of the additives, and it's not crushed. So according to the FAQ that came out a while back, what we know from that is that putting in a large additive like that also maybe increases the size a little bit. So all of those things together, it's not the best bite rate necessarily. We're over an hour now, just over an hour, and we've got 36, so it's not terrible. We've yet to catch a non-marker. We jinxed ourselves, I guess, with that. But the way that we're approaching it with the larger hook size, the size 20 boilies as bait, size 25 boilies as an additive in the PVA, you know, that may contribute to why some folks have been able to land a trophy here in this spot. Oh, is this our third black carps? And that's cool. Now, if this keeps up where you're actually getting, you know, a couple of black carp every 24 hours, then that definitely helps the overall performance of this spot. Obviously, if you're, you know, mid level in your 20s or even a little lower than that, and you've brave enough to try to go for carp, those black carp are worth so much XP that's going to be a huge boon to your XP amount. So it's kind of interesting. Yeah, so I won't belabor this video. We'll see. We'll wait here just a couple more minutes, see if we can get one more bite, and just see what the next fish is that comes out if we can. But yeah, it's been exciting. I have enjoyed fishing in the spot, and again, being able to sort of target multiple species of carp in the same position at Old Burg, which isn't always a thing, and especially for the commons to be coming in at a decent size. It's very cool. And some of those larger commons and black carp, grass carp have come in just like in the middle of the day. It's really odd. I noticed this on Amber the other day as well. It feels like things have shifted a little bit. The largest carp, the trophies, for me at least, used to come in pretty reliably at certain times during the day, and at least based on the spread that I'm seeing just in general on sizes, it just seems a little more random right now. I guess one thing we could do is just to go, it's a little bit of a haul, but we could go check and just see what does silver look like. Just check cafe orders, and we can come back. Maybe we'll have one more fish on. Of course, if this is a grass carp, it could nibble forever, but if it doesn't nibble forever, it's probably a common. No, it is a grass. I'd say we're doing pretty well silver-wise. We're using the 10-gram PVA, so we don't have that much invested in PVA or baits or anything. So the profit margin should be pretty nice in this spot if you've got the time and patience to wait for the nicer carp to come in. Let's check cafe just in case something's about to come off. Oh, 25 kilo common. How many of those have been caught at Old Burg? I'm sure they have, I would think, but just not very often. Oh yeah, 382 silver for Old Burg. Wow. That's great. I can hear the bells from here, which is kind of cool. Let's go see what we have on, and then let's check and see how many 25 kilo common carp have ever been caught at Old Burg. Maybe more than I would realize, but a lot less than at a place like, especially Amber. Well, we just accidentally climbed a tree. Ooh, it's decent. And it's that time of night where you think, oh, could it be a black carp? Could it be a really chunky black carp? Anything's possible, but it looks like a common. Yeah, it's another decent common. Wow. Is that going to hit 15 again? It's crazy fishing for carp this size at a 10-meter clip. Such a different experience. 14.3. Very nice. Again, for Old Burg, that's big time in it. At Old Burg. Oh, yeah. A lot of those, you know, fairly recently in terms of the grand scheme of things with Old Burg. And how about one on night crawlers less than a month ago? Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, banana, raspberry. Why does it seem like fruit flavors, especially at Old Burg? Yeah, only one over 24 kilo, and really none of them have ever been caught big enough to meet that cafe order on the US server. Again, kind of interesting. Never say never, but with the amount of lines that are in the water at US server, on US server, in the history of Old Burg, never has a common been caught big enough to fill that cafe order. But if you go to some of the more populated regions, then yes, it is possible. Looks like we're going to get to see one more fish, and then we will wrap this up. Oh, again, nice. I just, this is the thing. It's just like the average size. It's just so much bigger in this spot than I usually see at Old Burg, at least in my experience. I guess there have been a couple of times where specifically grass carp have been pretty nice average size, but even then, I'm just not sure it was quite like this. So, oh wow, another bite. Okay, well, one more, I guess. Its own, so it could be a common. Certainly could be a grass carp or black carp, but it could be a common. It didn't do that like 5-minute nibble that you see sometimes with grass carp, at least. Yeah, it's a small common. Yeah, look at this bite rate though. All right, this is a much smaller fish. Little grass. 7.0 kilos. Oh. On Tuesday, April 20th at 2 a.m., there will be a restart of the server. That's tonight, yeah? Later tonight? But it says it's 2 hours and no fish migration. I think that pretty much means it will not be any new content. I think if they add anything to the game, actual content-wise, then there would be a longer downtime, and it would more likely affect fish migration, I think, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that, but I feel like it's more of a reset when they actually add content. Okay. So let's wrap it up now. You've seen enough. This is a nice little carp hole. If you want to fish for carp at Old Burg, you could do a lot worse. All right. Thanks for watching. Tight lines, everybody. I will see you next time.